जयपुर वाया कोटा
कृपया ध्यान आपो अहमदाबाद
दिल्ली में आपका स्वागत.
Lucknow Junction.
ನಿಲ್ದಾಣದ ಕಡೆಗೆ ಹೊರಟಿರುವರೆ
Hyderabad को 50 एक्सप्रेस পরবর্তী স্টেশন নেতাজি ভবন कृपया ध्यान दियो.
It felt like we were at a Wankhede theme park because lots happened. Lucknow were put into bat first. They lost quite a few wickets early on. Then they piled on the runs. Then they lost the wickets and they finished it off well with runs. Lucknow managed 214 in their 20 overs. Puran getting 75 and 29, and Tushara and Piyush Chawla were the pick of the bowlers for Mumbai. We're back at Cricbuzz Live. I'm Saiyami Kher and I have Joy Bhattacharya and Michael Vaughan with me. Welcome, gentlemen. I can't resist. I can't contain to start with another win.
Yes.
So I take this with all humility, and we'll speak about the game now because I can go on about the victory. Just feels so good. I hope I'm inching closer to GK, but Lucknow will be very happy with the score they finally managed. They were 69 for 3 after 10. And they'll be very happy with what they managed.
Absolutely. They'll be really happy with it. The superlative innings from Nicholas Puran. But again, that begs the question that we talk every time we say, why can't he bat just one up? I mean, he can bat at 4 at least because you're giving him the opportunity. He's such a destructive batsman that what he sets up for you, he can change a game in 15-20 balls. And he did just that. I mean, you see the kind of scoring rate just till you reach the 10th over. And then after that, between the 10th and the 28th, there were 2 overs of 8 and 1 over of 9, all after he was out. Otherwise, they were all double-digit overs. He just smashed it to all parts of the ground.
Well, Michael, they started off, like we can see, they were 49 for 2 in the power play. And then there was 20 for 1 between the 7th to 10th over. And then we can see the progression here. It's those 18 runs that went between 11 to 15. When Nicholas Puran was doing his thing.
Yeah, they got Puran. I mean, he's such a good player, he's such a good striker, and you can see what Mumbai were trying to do. They're trying to throw it out wide to him to get him hit him to one side. The problem with that is he can hit it over extra cover for 6. Oh, he's just got such a great base, a great bat lift, really good bat flow and swing through the ball. Very, very difficult to stop him scoring. And once, particularly at the Wankhede, once 1-6 comes, you do feel it's like the buses.
Yes.
You just keep on coming and coming. Then it's very difficult for the bowlers to try and find some kind of areas to restrict these players because, let's be honest, the boundary size, it's tiny. It's a postage stamp, and with the bats, the power, the physiques of these players now, and particularly the technical abilities of someone like a Puran, I think he could take West Indies close to winning the T20 World Cup. I think he's that good.
Ooh, that's a headline. We've got a headline.
I really do. I think, I mean, there's plenty of West Indian players that are powerful, but he is that good. He's like Klassen.
Yes.
You know, in the middle sky. You know, these players, they can win games of T20 cricket on their own, and in their own backyard, if he can continue in this form, he could take the West Indies close.
We'll have a look at the batting card because Nicholas Puran did the heavy lifting. KL Rahul also got the runs and unfortunately got out when he would have liked to accelerate. He did get 55 but got out at a wrong time, but Ayush Badoni finished it off well for them.
Yeah, absolutely. And if you look at what Puran did, I think the most important thing is not only did he start hitting sixes, but the moment he started hitting from one end and the end changed, Rahul hit a six as well.
Yes.
I mean, he got Rahul also to start moving, and that's what somebody like a Puran can do. In 2-3 overs, between that overs 11 and 15, he can change a game for you. They hit 14 sixes today. 8 of them comes from Puran. And this is something that you'll see throughout his career in his last 3-4 years. The number of sixes that he hits is often more and usually more than the number of fours he hits, which just tells you his effortless ability to be able to clear the grounds. The other thing is, like Klassen, because he has a low base, he tends to get under. So he tends to clear a lot in a field, on a ground like this where the bounce is reasonably true, the field is reasonably short. He's a devastating player.
But Michael, where do you bowl to him? Because like you said, you're trying to bowl wide to him and then he was clearing it there. When you bowl short to him, he really pulls it well. So where does one bowl to Nicholas Puran?
Oh, I think if you had a bit of pace, you'd go short. You know, try and get into his right kind of armpit. But the problem with bowling short the Wankhede, you only need to get a little bit of a feather of it and he goes flying into the stands. It's probably the one venue that I think is very, very difficult to restrict him. I mean, you're probably talking... He played a shot down to third and it only went for a 4 and it was a wide Yorker and he just opened the blade and it flew down to the boundary for 4 and you thought, well, that's probably the place to bowl. It was a perfect execution. But he's got the skill and he's got the timing. It's very difficult. You just got to vary your pace. You've got to vary your kind of deliveries. You can't be predictable. The way that they got him out, actually, they only had one fielder on the boundary on the leg side, and that was at long gone. Everyone else had come in, they'd pat the offside, and he tried to go over to work it onto that space on the leg side and ended up caught at long gone. So maybe that's what you have to do. You almost have to open him up a couple of areas, and you know that these players are going to take on that bait. The carrot, you've got to probably dangle the carrot to him.
Also, now you know why he doesn't believes that it's not a good idea to want to be a captain during a T20
not when that style of player comes out.
Now you know what he means.
Yes.
Yeah.
The
This
pressure,
is what he
yes.
said.
Well, I mean, Hardik
And the
was
bowler
trying
will
to do
come to you and
everything.
say,
Bowler will
look,
come
I'm doing this.
Yeah.
What more can I do? And then you're the captain, you're scratching your head and say, where do I place my field next?
But like you said, because of what Puran did, KL Rahul really got going and they got a very steady partnership going, which has got them to 214.
No, absolutely. And you see that partnership, you can make out who's the aggressor out there. I mean, and see, that's the one thing that Puran also does. You'll see that when he is dominating a field, he'll very often take a single of the last ball and try and stay on strike. You know, he likes when he's on, and this is interesting because a lot of guys, sometimes when they're in form as well, they just stand on the wrong side for an over and a half, and then they feel the need to sort of catch up on the run rate again and hit. He sort of makes it a point to sort of rotate very quickly, get back into strike. So when he's going, he'll dominate strike. And this is something very common to Puran partnerships.
Well, Michael, do you think Rahul will take that 55 or he won't be very happy with the way he was striking the ball?
No, he played all right. I think he got going more when Puran arrived out. Then he started to get more dynamic in terms of his approach. But, I think in this era, particularly at the 1KD, I think striking at 134, let's be honest, the innings were saved by Puran.
Yes.
The rest of them, they played okay. But we all know at the 1KD Stadium, you need 200 plus, you need to get that score above that kind of total. And it was all down to Nicholas Puran. And that kind of, I think Stoinis and Puran really, if one of those two comes off, you know that you're going to get a half-decent score. But they are reliant, particularly on Nicholas Puran.
Well, Mumbai used 8 bowlers after a great start. Do you think they kind of got derailed because Arjun Tendulkar went out with that injury and that over was very expensive because Puran was hitting the sixes all across the park. But Tushara and Piyush Chawla were the pick of the bowlers.
Yeah, I mean, I thought Tushara was absolutely brilliant.
Yeah.
He bowled the 2 overs up front, which were really good. The 2 single-digit overs the 3 single-digit overs that I'm talking about, 17, 18, 19, out of which 17 and 19 he bowled again. Piyush Chawla did Piyush Chawla things. I mean, he got hit for 2 sixes, but still took that wicket of Stoinis. I thought Stoinis was an important wicket. Because Stoinis and Puran together would have been even more dangerous for them. So
He was looking very good also.
Yeah, he was looking 28 of 22. He was looking decent. So I think he got Stoinis. The rest of the bowling was a bit of a shambles. And, you can't blame them. This is an inexperienced bowling attack. It's been put under the pump. Hardik came on, couldn't do very much. Romario came on. And this is what happens if you're not playing a lot of games. You're not in touch. And at the best of times, the 1KD is a difficult place to defend.
Yes.
And in circumstances like this, with Puran going, at full throttle, it's very difficult to defend.
The only thing, I mean, in Mumbai, I see this tactic quite often when they're trying to get it wide of that off stump, to the guideline. And think, you're allowing the batters to have the whole swing of the bat. And they only have to get just a little bit on it and it's flying to all parts. I'd love them to go tight. Go wide of the crease and just angle the ball straight into the toes. They start playing a few tricks and flicks and they can flick it from there. At least you're not getting the full swing of the bat. As soon as it's out there, you've got the full swing of the bat. I just saw from Nicholas Puran today, I'm sure some of those balls didn't even hit the middle of the bat. And they were just flying into the stand. So I do get a little bit perplexed from watching some of the tactical side of the bowlers. I get it because it's scary because you're bowling to power on a small ground. I get it. But now and again, I think, why don't you just go angle straight into the feet and just try and restrict them of any kind of width?
But talking about tactical, do you think tactically Mumbai didn't know who their main 5 bowlers are? Because we have a look here. Nehal Vadera 2 overs, Hardik 2 overs, Namandir came in to fill up, Romero Shepherd 2 overs. So it just looks like they didn't know where they
Like a testimonial,
wanted to
it was
go.
a benefit game, wasn't it? Everyone
everyone wanted to get a ball.
I totally agree with you. And I think so too. I think they tried everyone and anyone, and they were just tossing the ball to whoever. Last match, okay, you have a go, you have a go. And really, because see, he went down in 2.2 overs. That means you basically have 10 balls to replace, 4 balls in 1 over and 6 balls of another. You needn't have tried 8 bowlers. So obviously it's not just a plan going awry, it's after that, looking around to see who you can throw the ball to. And nothing worked for them.
Yes.
But nothing is also likely to work if you're going to go scattergun like that. And I think it's very interesting what you said, because, we were talking about this, that this wide Yorker is a very effective weapon. But it's an effective weapon on a lot of grounds. In Rajasthan, it may be a very effective weapon when you have 75 grounds and all that. But in grounds like this, perhaps he's absolutely right. I mean, getting that chance to get under the ball and ramp it or swing at it, because you can really give it a hard swing, is a better option for the batters, actually.
But do you think Hardik's form is a bit of a concern, because he looked like he wasn't really in the rhythm with the ball today?
Oh, I think his bowling's been... I don't really want to say.
That was a very big pause there.
Yeah, I just think his bowling's been absolutely nothing this IPL. I just don't think whether he's got a niggle, whether he's got a bit of an injury. I just go back to last year when he was taking the new white ball, he was charging in. Ball quick, with aggression. He was getting the ball to swing. I've not seen anything. And bearing in mind, he's a captain. And he's a captain of a team that's struggling. You'd have thought he'd be going, give me the ball, I've got to do this. We've got an inexperienced attack. We've got Jasprit Bumrah, the best in the world. He's not playing today. I'm not saying we're not going to judge Mumbai on today's performance, but throughout the whole of this year's IPL, I don't think Handik's stuck his... And again, I don't know if he's got a niggle, but I don't think he's stuck his hand up often enough as a captain who can bowl and can make a difference. Because I've seen him in the last couple of years make a big difference with the ball in hand.
But he has put his hand up when he was trying to bowl with the new ball, and initially in the beginning of the tournament when he didn't go, he went, I think, got 2 overs in the power play, then he came in the middle, but it's just not going for him, is it?
Yeah, he tried in the beginning. To be honest, he tried for a few matches to, sort of bowl, and it didn't work out. But but obviously there are 2 parts to it. One is when you bowl and how you bowl, and clearly he's not getting the kind of bowling form that he is in, and I think that's the truth. Is he injured? We don't know. I mean, he's supposed to be fit enough because he's going to the World Cup, and he's only going to be considered, and that was made very clear, that he'd be considered for the World Cup only if he was bowling regularly.
But Joyda, for you, I've got a mathematical update. Is even if Lucknow win by 214 runs, that's if Mumbai doesn't score any runs, they're still not qualifying because of net run rate. So
which is why I said, when these theoretical calculations come up, I always say, theory is a nice place to be, but it's cloud cuckoo land sometimes, So when we say that Lucknow doesn't have the E next to it, it's like, you're just being kind, this is ridiculous.
Yeah, it's just got a very faint E, but we're not just colouring the E right now. But Suryakumar Yadav is going to be coming out to bat, and he has been an essential factor for the Mumbai team. The 4 wins that Mumbai has had, we see his numbers as well. 3 games, he's the one who scored the runs. So when Surya bats, Mumbai wins clearly. Can we say he's got that GOAT status as a T20 batter, Michael?
Oh, yeah. I mean, Puran, Klassen, Sky, they're all right up there with the best in the world at the minute. And again, for Mumbai to be successful next year, for India to be successful in the T20 World Cup, Sky will have to produce some magic. And if they are to win tonight, you would think that he's going to have to produce even more magic. He got 100 just a few games ago, chasing down a target. A wonderful player. Again, these players of this era, when you see them strike, they just make it look so easy. Puran just makes it look so easy. It's not easy to hit a 6. Even though the ground's small and the pitch is good, it's still not easy just to swing the bat so freely and consistently get it near the middle and hit it into the stands. And Sky's a different style of player because he has got the tricks and the flicks and the sweeps. But yeah, he's a wonderful player.
Well, he was the highest run getter in the 2022 World Cup, so X factor for India?
Absolutely. He's totally the X factor. And here again, this is what I want to say, that when you look at T20 cricket, forget about just the numbers. You've got to look at even averages in a very different way than you look from Test cricket. Because what happens in T20 cricket is you don't have enough time to get in and set yourself up. So that means you've got to get going almost immediately. Now, if you get out on those first 4-5 balls, it is what it is. So my point is that when you look at these bats, people like him, people like Klassen say, if they batted 15 balls, what have they got after that? Because that means they're set. After that, look at it. And if you see, he's given you, even in a bad year, this is not one of his greatest years, he's given you 3 match-winning performances. I mean, that's what a batter can do for you. He can win 3 matches for you, 4 matches. I mean, if you win 4 matches, you're winning a tournament for a team. And any guy who's winning 3 matches for you is still a star. And for India, if he delivers just on those 2-3 key matches, he would have done enough.
Well, Rohit and Brevis are in to open for Mumbai. So, considering that, what are your power play scores going to be?
66.
You're clearly coming out there to hit it around.
Yeah, I know. You're baiting. Yeah, 659.
Oh, okay. 66-59. I'm going to go with, because I have to have some room, I'm going to go with 71.
You're going high.
I'm going high.
Yeah, I like it.
I'm going high, hoping for another win.
Yeah,
I'm hoping.
exactly. I've been shorting all this year. Yeah, I know it won't work, but at least...
No, because they have 214 to
I know,
face.
they
They'll
should.
want to kind of go hard, is the thinking.
I'd love to see you win again.
I mean, I don't think GK would love to see me win. So I think we must hope that I win because he's been up there too long. We'll wait and watch. We want to see some fireworks by Rohit Sharma at the Wankhede Stadium. So we will give you all the updates at the 10-hour point at the Cricbuzz Combox. We'll see you all there very soon.
Jaipur via Kota.
कृपया ध्यान आपो अहमदाबाद
दिल्ली में आपका स्वागत
ನಿಲ್ದಾಣದ ಕಡೆಗೆ ಹೊರಟಿರುವ ರೈಲು
हाइड्रोबैको 50 एक्सप्रेस পরবর্তী স্টেশন নেতাজি ভবন कृपया ध्यान दें